Hello everybody, and welcome back to Certified Collectibles. This is another episode of First Appearance of the Week. This is Wednesday, November 20th, 2024. We'll be giving you all the first appearance here in comic shops today. Now this week we got another good lineup for you guys. I think we have 4 first appearances, 5 honorable mentions, so 9 titles all to go through. There's definitely some books in there you guys should pick up for your collection. So let's go ahead and get started for the first appearance of the week, beginning November 22nd, 2024. First up from Marvel Comics, Avengers Assemble number 3. This features the first team appearance of the Night Stalkers. This is Voracious, Coma, A.B. Morris, and Bloodscream. This also features the first appearance of Titano Boa. Now, I always recommend for you guys to pick up the first appearance of new characters in Marvel titles. You know, Marvel Disney is still producing a ton of content, whether it's TV shows, streaming series, feature films, video games, animated series, and you really don't know if they're going to pull any of these characters from the comics onto the screen. You know, if they do, it will cause collector interest. Collectors will race back to the secondary market, try to find these first appearances. Now, this particular issue here has a first team appearance and a first character appearance. And like I said, it's typically worth picking up these first appearances, even if they go nowhere, you're out $3 or $4, you know, but if they do hit big, you're sitting on a winner here. So this one we do think you should pick up for your collection. Go ahead and grab this one. Next up from Marvel Comics, Phases of the Moon Knight number 4. This features the first appearance of Nakia, a Moon Knight from ancient Egypt. Now, there's been a few issues of the Phases of the Moon Knight series that have hit our list with first appearance of new characters. These are typically different iterations of Moon Knight, and like we always say with these alternate universe or these multiverse versions of characters that already exist, you know, not all of them are going to be important, but there are going to be some that hit and resonate with fans and collectors. So this one here does feature the first appearance of this Nakia. This is a Moon Knight from ancient Egypt. So there's no way to know whether or not this particular iteration of Moon Knight will resonate with fans. So this one here is going to be a little more speculative than some of the other Marvel first appearances. You know, but once again, for $3 or $4, the risk is probably worth the reward on this. Grab this one here for a spec if you can. If you can't, put in your B-list and take a look at it later on. Next up from Marvel Comics, Scarlet Witch number 6. This features the first full appearance of Amaranth. There's a cameo in Crypt of Shadows number 1. Now, the Scarlet Witch series, this is definitely not one of Marvel's more highly collected, more popular series. You know, but with Marvel Disney still churning out a ton of media for the MCU, you really don't know where they're going to pull in these characters. And you know, Scarlet Witch is still part of the MCU and some of these upcoming movies. So if they pull characters from this particular series, these are books you definitely want to own, because in my opinion, they will be under-collected when they come out. So there's definitely not going to be a lot of them on the market. So if people want these first appearances, they race back to the secondary market, you definitely want to be the one owning these books. So this one here will be a little more speculative, because like I said, it is a Scarlet Witch series. This is not a popular series, but if they pull this character onto the screen, this is one you want to own. So if you can, grab this one here for your collection. And finally from Marvel Comics, Ultimate Spider-Man number 11. This features the first full appearance of Ultimate Black Cat. There's a possible cameo in Ultimate Spider-Man number 10. Now, I don't think I need to tell you guys about the Ultimate Spider-Man series. Hugely popular with fans and collectors. This has been a huge hit. There's been a lot of key issues in this particular series, and it's only up to issue number 11. So anytime they feature the first full appearance of a new character in the series, now these are books you definitely want to own. This is one we do think you should pick up for your collection. Go ahead and grab this one. And now for the honorable mentions. From Marvel Comics, Star Wars The Battle of Jakku, Republic Under Siege number 1. This features the origin of Luke Skywalker's new Jedi Order. Now, this is one of 3 limited series that will tell the story of the Battle of Jakku, the final battle of the Galactic Civil War, set between the original trilogy of films and the sequel trilogy. Now, we always recommend for you guys to pick up any of these Marvel published Star Wars titles that have the first appearance of new characters. This one here doesn't necessarily state that it has the first appearance of a new character, but it does feature the origin of Luke Skywalker's new Jedi Order, and this Battle of Jakku is a big deal. So the fact that this here is the premiere issue of this particular series, and the series tells a story of a battle that collectors and fans are interested in, this one here may be worth picking up. Like we always say about these, you definitely don't want to chase them down years later for a lot more money. For $3 or $4, you could be sitting on a huge winner here. So grab this in here for a spec if you can. If you can't, put in your B-list and take a look at it later on. Next up from Marvel Comics, Storm number 2. This features the debut of a new Storm suit. Now, Storm, the character, does have a fan base and a collector base. It's not one of Marvel's hugely popular characters, but there is a fan base and a collector base for the character Storm. So the fact that this here issue does feature the debut of a new Storm suit, this one here may be worth picking up. This is definitely going to be speculative, but you know, if they feature this new suit in upcoming streaming series, TV shows, or feature films, this is one you definitely want to own. Collectors will race back and try to find the first appearance of this new suit. So this is one definitely going to be a little more speculative than some of the other ones. Maybe worth picking up for a spec though. Grab this for a spec if you can. Can't, put in your B-list and take a look at it later on. Next up from IDW, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Naruto number 1. Now this is a crossover of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Naruto. Now this here is a huge deal. Anytime there's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle crossover with another huge IP that has a huge fan base and collector base, these are books you definitely want to own. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles alone has a huge fan base, probably just as big or bigger today than when they first came out, and Naruto, that's a huge fan base. Now this one here we think is a home run. Anytime they do one of these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle crossovers with these big IPs, just look at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Batman crossover. That's a huge deal, still trades for a premium. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Master of the Universe crossover, another big deal, another great IP. So the fact they're crossing this with Naruto, this is one you want to own. Go ahead and grab this one here for your collection. Next up from Image Comics, Horizon Experiment, The Moondogs #1. Now this here is a premiere issue of this new Moondog series. Now this Horizon Experiment set of stories, these are very popular with fans and collectors. Anytime there's a premiere issue of these Horizon Experiment books, these are books you definitely want to consider picking up the spec on. Like I said, there's been a huge buzz about some of these Horizon Experiment books, and this particular title, Moondogs, there has been chatter about this in the market already. And like we always mention, Image Comics has had a lot of their titles pick up an option in the past for small screen and big screen projects, so you definitely don't want to miss out on these at the cover price. Grab this here for a spec if you can. If you can't, put it in your B-list and take a look at it later on. And finally from Image Comics, The Rockefellers #1. Now this here is the series premiere issue of a new cosmic time travel adventure. In the picture-perfect 25th century, the Rockefeller family, living a disconnected and emotionally distant existence, discover a terrible secret. In their hands is the fate of humanity. Hunted down, the Rockefellers enlist in the Time Zone Protection Program and escape to a present-day Earth. If they can't find a way to trust each other in the strange ancient world of today, they and our future will perish. Now, like we just mentioned a moment ago, Image Comics has had a lot of their titles picked up an option for small screen, big screen projects, and this one here sounds like it can easily lend itself to the screen. That's why we put this one here on the list. This sounds easily translatable to a streaming series or feature film. So this one here will be speculative if you choose to pick it up, because you are specking on this getting picked up an option, getting a lot more eyes on this particular series, and getting collectors to race back and try to find this premiere issue. In our opinion, this is a great spec bet. Grab this here for a spec if you can. Can't put in your B-list, but definitely keep an eye on this one. So there you have the 9 titles that we have for you guys this week. There's definitely some books in there you guys should pick up for your collection. So please feel free to drop some comments in the comment section below. Thumbs up if you like this video. And as always, please remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you for joining us here at Certified Collectibles, and we'll see you again next time.